So, in the previous lecture, we have discussed all the guided types of media, what a guided media is, what are their types. Now, in this lecture, we are going to discuss the unguided media, the media which is one of the forms of a transmission media. Transmission media, we have talked, there are of two types. One is the guided media, the other was the unguided. Guided media, we have learned, there are of various types. We have open wire cable, we have coaxial cable, okay. Then we have optical fiber cable, in which we have discussed the core part, the cladding, the step index, the grade index, the single mode, the multi-mode. Now, the second type is the unguided fiber or the unguided media. This unguided means there's nothing to guide. Right? If there is nothing to guide the wave, the signal does not know which path it has to follow. So there is no media or no physical connection between the transmitter and the receiver. Unguided media, this is the input part, or you can say this is the source from where the signal is originated. This is the receiver or the destination, you can call. You get the out. So in the unguided media, what is there? There is no physical connection between these two devices. Okay. There is no wire, no cable, nothing. So there is nothing to guide a signal that which path it has to follow. Okay. So when you book unguided media, it provides a transmission of electromagnetic waves. Okay. It is mainly used for the transmission of electromagnetic waves, but they do not guide them because the propagation is through water, through air, seawater, with water, air, vacuum. So the propagation of the signal, will be through air, water, will be through air, water, and vacuum. Signal will propagate through air, water, vacuum. They'll not travel with the help of cables. They'll not use any kind of cable for their propagation from source to the receiver. The term direct link is used to refer to the transmission path. So here, we cannot use the term cables. Okay, we cannot use the term the path because it is the unguided media. Here, we use the term direct link if we have to convey some information that the signal is traveling through what? It has a direct link between the transmitter and the receiver. Direct link. So in terms of unguided media, we talk about this direct link. This link is between the transmitter and receiver. This direct link is the link which is providing the path, which path? Unguided path. Okay. That direct link is between the transmitter and the receiver. Okay. Transmitter path, receiver. These both are connected with the help of a direct link. Means they don't have any intermediate between them. No physical wire, no other resource. Directly they are connected to each other. The term can apply to both the guided and the unguided, right? Other amplifiers such as other components, amplifiers, repeaters, they are used in the same way as they were used in the guided media. Okay. Amplifiers, repeaters, they are also used here. Why? Because if a signal gets break, in between, right? If our signal gets weakened, it has to be strengthened so that it can reach the required destination. So we require the use of the particular repeaters, the particular amplifiers. So amplifiers and repeaters are also used in the unguided meters. Okay. Use of amplifiers and repeaters. Okay. These amplifiers and repeaters are used in both the guided as well as unguided media. Amplifiers and repeaters are used in both the guided as well as the unguided media. Right. Now the particular definition of a guided unguided media. What an unguided media is? Unguided media. The media which don't guide you, which don't show any kind of path, that which path it has to follow, that particular media is the unguided media. Yeah? Now you can note down the definition, what an unguided media is. It is a wireless, right? It is a media that is a wireless media, right? That don't use any kind of physical connections. Physical means no cable, no wire, nothing it is using. And when an electromagnetic signal is transmitted through upon air, it is known as the unguided media or a wireless media. Air, wireless connection, water, wireless connection, vacuum, wireless connection. Okay? So connection between the two devices communicating. Wireless connection between the two devices which are communicating. Usually the transmission is sent where? The transmission is sent across the room through the atmosphere. With the help of the atmosphere, we send our signal. Wireless media is used when a physical obstruction or distance blocks. See where a wireless media is used. Where there is physical obstruction or distance blocks are used with normal cable media. Now, there are three types of wireless media or the unguided media. First is the radio waves, microwaves, infrared waves. We'll discuss them. Before that, we'll just go through the applications, characteristics of the unguided media. So, unguided media, in an unguided media, what happens is, there is no path. Okay, no path which can guide a signal, that which path it has to follow. It has to travel through air, it has to travel through water. So in that case, there is a lot of atmospheric interference with the signal. Our signal is hindered a lot. Yeah. So the atmospheric effects are there in a wireless media. There are atmospheric effects in a wireless media. Lot of atmospheric disturbances there. Our signal is disturbed a lot in a wireless media. Applications are, right, it is used in the long haul telecom service. Wherever you have to use signals to travel a longer distance, there these are used. Long haul applications long haul, longer distance, where a signal has to travel a longer distance. Then fewer repeaters than coaxial cable, but needs line of sight. Here, where there is a requirement of lower repeaters, less number of repeaters, there we can make use of these unguided media. Used in less repeaters. where there is a requirement of less repeaters. Yeah? Then we have the characteristics. Its first characteristic is that the frequency range is of 240 gigahertz. The frequencies ranging the range of 240 gigahertz, they use the path that is the unguided path to travel this. Okay. Then the higher frequency implies higher bandwidth, leading to higher data rates. Loss varies as a square of distance. Okay, loss depends on the distance. More the distance, then the loss will vary accordingly. For twisted pair and coaxial cable, what is there? Loss varies longitudinally with distance. Okay. In a twisted pair, if you're using in guided medium, what is there? If the cable bends, the signal breaks accordingly. Okay. And if a shorter distance has to be traveled, okay. For example, this is tower 1. This is tower 1. This is tower 2. So now, if the path is shorter, okay, the signal will directly transmit from the source to the destination. But if there is a longer distance, then signal has to undergo various type of attenuation, right? Interference will be there, signal gets breakable. Repeaters may be placed further apart compared to coaxial cables. So here we can avoid this loss of signal with the help of repeaters, which will strengthen our signal, and there will be no loss. You can install a repeater over here. Okay, if any signal gets degraded, it will be again amplified. Interference is a problem leading to regulated assignment of the frequency. As we are talking about the unguided media, so there is a lot of interference. Okay, lot of interference, atmospheric interference, water interference, any kind of interference. So a lot of interference makes problem. Due to this interference, what is that? Signal loss is there. And we cannot get the desired result at the output. The desired signal is not received due to this interference. Next is the types of wireless transmission. Types of wireless transmission. One is omnidirectional. Directional. First is directional. Second is omnidirectional. So two types of wireless transmissions are used basically. One is the directional. As the name suggests, the transmitting and the receiving antennas are aligned. Means they are aligned in a particular direction, one direction. This is antenna 1, this is antenna 2. They both are aligned. So the signal has to travel in this direction, in these two directions. Okay. Proper alignment of the signal. Antennas are there at both the transmitting end and the receiving end. Otherwise, what will be there? There will be no connection. So in directional transmission, the transmitting and receiving antennas are aligned. Means they are given a particular one direction that you have to follow this direction. Okay. So while a signal is transferred, it has been specified one direction that it has to follow that direction while transmitting from the transmitter end to the receiver end. Omnidirectional. As the name suggests, omni means Many. So what happens here is the transmitted signal spreads out in all the directions. Okay. The transmitted signal spreads in all the directions. Okay. Because no one specific path is provided over here. Omnidirection, the signal spreads in all of the directions and can be received by any antenna. Okay. So many antennas are there. So it is not specified that you have as a directional antenna. Both the transmitting and the receiver antennas are specified, and that signal has to follow only one path. But in omnidirection, what happens is the signal is transmitted, whatever signal is transmitted, it gets spread. And due to its spreading, there are multiple number of antennas on the way. Any antenna can pick up any kind of signal. And the antenna which is waiting for the actual signal, it doesn't get that. Yeah. So as we increase the frequency of the signal, it becomes more directional. So how you can make a signal directional by increasing its frequency? Okay. By increasing frequency, increasing the frequency of a signal, it can be made directional. If you increase the speed of a signal, if you increase the frequency, so that will become a directional. Three general ranges of frequencies you must note down that are used mainly for the transmission. Which all frequency ranges are used for the transmission? First is the frequencies which are ranging from 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. First frequencies 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. Okay. Gigahertz. Second is the radio, television, and the data networking. Radio, television, data networking. Then third is no need for dish antenna. So applications are there which use these. First is 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz frequency range. Second, radio, TV, or data networking. In third, there's no need for a dish antenna. Yeah? These are the applications where you use these unguided. No need of dish antenna. These are the three general ranges of frequencies that are used basically for the transmission of an unguided medium. Next, you can see there are few characteristics in a book which are given. 30 megahertz to 1 gigahertz is used for broadcast communication. 30 megahertz. 30 megahertz to 1 gigahertz. This frequency range is used for what? Broadcast communication. Broadcast communication. Ionosphere transparent to radio waves above 30 megahertz. Okay. Radio waves travel in ionosphere which is above 30 megahertz, right? Frequency ranging radio waves. Transmission limited to line of sight. Distant transmitters do not interfere with each other due to reflection from atmosphere. So the transmitters which are at a distance, they are not interfere. Okay. Both don't interfere, right, between them, but because they are at a distance and they are separated with the atmosphere. And due to that, they suffer lots of reflection. Less sensitive to attenuation from rainfall. Then maximum distance between transmitter and receiver is given by same equation as microwave, same for attenuation. Multiple path interferences there. Reflection from land, water, natural or man-made objects. All these are the characteristics of the unguided media, the types of wireless transmission. The types of wireless transmissions we have studied. One is the directional, the other is the omnidirectional. Yeah. Next, we studied that there are three types of radio frequencies, right? First, we'll study what is RF, radio frequency signal. Okay, that is radio. Radio frequency. What does a radio frequency propagation means? Propagation of radio frequency wave. All these include three types: ground wave, ionospheric, and line of sight. But first, we'll discuss what a radio wave is. Although there is no media, right? We are studying unguided media, there is no media. So, although there is no clear limit distinction between radio waves and microwaves, okay, both are similar almost. Electromagnetic waves ranging in frequencies. What is the frequency of electromagnetic wave? Here they are telling the frequencies which are ranging from 3 kilohertz. I told you right now, between 3 kilohertz to 1 gigahertz are normally referred to as radio waves. Okay. What? 3 kilohertz to 1 gigahertz. This particular range. Yeah. Called the waves. Which waves? Radio waves. Note down the frequency range of radio waves: 3 kilohertz to 1 gigahertz. Waves ranging in frequency between 1 and 300 gigahertz are called microwaves. Frequency range of microwave 1 and 3 gigahertz. Okay. Microwave 1 to 3 gigahertz. You should remember their frequency range. Which frequency range lie in which kind of waves? So 3 kilohertz to 1 gigahertz radio waves, 1 to 300 gigahertz microwave, right? And however, the behavior of the waves rather than the frequencies is a better criterion for classification, right? So depending on the frequency, you can easily classify the waves in which category they lie. Radio waves, particularly those of low and medium frequencies, can penetrate the walls. So which waves can penetrate the wall? The radio waves which are of the low and medium frequencies. Okay, low and medium frequencies, they can penetrate the what? Wall. Yes. Next is the propagation method of what? Radio waves. So unguided signals travel from the source to the destination in various several ways, as we studied, right? They follow air, means atmosphere. Either they'll transmit using a transfer in water or vacuum. Right? So these are the three types how a signal will travel from the source to the destination. Okay. signal traveling from the source to the destination using an unguided medium. First is the ground propagation, ground wave propagation of a signal, sky wave, line of sight propagation. So here you can see there are three images which represents the propagation, how the wave propagation occurs. First is the ground propagation for frequencies below 2 megahertz. Okay, below 2 megahertz frequency. They will propagate using ground propagation below 2 megahertz. Then 2 to 30 megahertz will propagate in sky propagation. Okay, using the sky propagation and guided medium. Then above 30 megahertz, use line of sight propagation. See how this is one tower. Have a look. This is one tower. How a signal is transmitted. Okay, ground wave transmission of a signal. For frequencies below 2 megahertz, sky wave, two towers, one here, the other here. Okay, how signal transmits 2 to 30 megahertz. Third, one tower here, line of sight. Line of sight means you can see easily the receiver end and the transmitter. I'm clearly looking at you. I can see you. Okay. Till the end, we can see that particular object that is the line of sight. Okay. You can view its path. Line of sight. So, ground wave propagation first. What is the ground wave propagation? Look at your book. In the book, the diagram is clearly given. It follows the curvature of the Earth. So, this ground wave propagation, it follows the Earth's curvature. As the Earth is in a curved form, it will follow the same path. Yeah? Ground wave propagation. Now we will study each one by one. First is ground wave propagation. Okay. It follows the curvature of the Earth. As the Earth is in a curved form, it follows the same path. You will have a look at the diagram in your book. This is Earth. Okay, Earth's ground wave propagation here represented. This is the atmosphere. One tower is here. Your home is located here. This is your home. Ground wave frequencies signal follow the curvature of the Earth. As the Earth is curved, in the same way the signal will also travel. It will follow the curve of the Earth. Here it is ground wave propagation, means how a signal is propagating using the ground wave, following the curve of the Earth. Your home is here, tower is transmitting the signal, this is the transmitter end, your home is the receiver end. Here the curvature of the Earth is follow curvature of Earth. In the ground wave, the signal follows the curvature of the Earth. And ground waves, they have a carrier frequencies, up to 2 megahertz. What frequencies? Up to 2 megahertz. Carrier frequencies. AM radio is an example of ground wave propagation. Amplitude modulation. That is the example of an ground wave propagation. Amplitude modulation, AM. Clear what is the ground propagation? Second is ionospheric propagation. Second is ionospheric propagation. In ionospheric propagation, what happens is bouncing of the signal occurs, right? Bounces of the Earth's ionosphere layer in the upper atmosphere. Signal bounces into the upper atmosphere. We call it a double Hawk propagation. Double Hawk propagation. Double hopping of the signal. Sometimes called double hop, and it operates at frequency ranging from 30 to 85 megahertz. 30 to 85 megahertz. Its representation, you can see how it is. This is Earth. Okay. This is the lower atmosphere. What is it? Ionosphere. We are talking about ionospheric propagation, Earth ionosphere, and how the signal propagates. This is the tower, and this is the receiver. Your home it carries the signal bounces. Okay. Like under those the bouncing. Bouncing of the signal occurs over here. A radio tower which radiates the signal, transmitter and the receiver. Okay. How the signal bounces into the ionosphere called double Hawk propagation. Frequencies lie between 30 to 85 megahertz. Because it depends on the Earth's ionosphere, how ionosphere it is, the bouncing also occurs on that only, changes with weather and time of day. So this bouncing of the signal or the bending of the signal, it depends on the type of weather, what climatic conditions are there, and the time of day. The signal bounces off the ionosphere and back to the Earth. Have the radio operating this stage. Okay, what kind of radios? You can see ham radios, HAM, ham radios. These are a type of radio only which operate in ionospheric propagation. Yeah. Third is line of sight propagation. Third is line of sight. Line of sight propagation. Okay, the signal is transmitted on one side, right? Here, transmits exactly in the line of sight. You can see the receiver station must be viewed. Okay, you can view the receiver station. This is Earth again. Distance here is given approximately 50 kilometers. Atmosphere. Tower 1, radio tower 1. This is your okay, the signal is transmitted means you can clearly view the line of sight. Okay, this is the line of sight. Got it? The receiver station must be in view of the transmit station, means even the receiver station can be easily viewed from the transmission end. It is sometimes called space wave or tropospheric propagation. What the line of sight propagation is called? Space wave. Space wave propagation or tropospheric. Spheric propagation. Okay. It is limited by the curvature of the Earth for ground-based stations, which between below 100 kilometers. So you know the distance you can see in the diagram in your book was 50 kilometers. Example were FM radio, microwave satellites. Example of line wave propagation. What are those? Microwaves, satellite. Okay. Then FM radios, frequency modulation. All these are the examples of the line of sight propagation. So here you can have a look of the table, right, which is given over here.